Hey, happy day. There was a group of scientists in Buffalo, New York. They went out digging a little while ago and they dug way down and they found some old copper tubes and stuff like that. And they said, hey, it's 100 years old. That means that our forefathers, they had television sets and telephones. Wow, we're pretty advanced. And then go over to Los Angeles, California. They heard this story, so they went out and they started digging and they found old copper wire as well. And guess what? It was 200 years old. And they said, ho, we're better than them in New York because our forefathers too had telephones and television way back when. And then swing away over to Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, Canada. There's a guy, he went out there recently, he started digging, he dug and he dug and he dug, and guess what? He found nothing. So he determined that 300 years ago, Saskatchewan was wireless. Pretty advanced. Hey, you know, the election is upon us. It's like any minute now in the US of A. And a vote is not a Valentine. It ain't a love fest. It's not about loving the candidate. It's about loving your country. And you need to act and vote accordingly. And you've heard all of this before, and as a result of that, as a consequence to that, I'm going to talk quickly, rapidly, so kind of stick with me. I'm going to give you the two things that the parties do, the Democrat Party and the Republican Party. You know, vote wisely, but if you are a Democrat, and if you are a Democrat, well then, or a Republican rather, then of course you will vote for these things. Democrat first. I am for. Not me. I am for killing babies, defunding police, gun control, open borders, illegal immigration, higher taxes, weak military, over-regulations, let anybody vote, welfare state, lockdown state, big government, more control and mandates against term limits, socialism, liberalism, communism, it's all great. Political correctness, riots and violence, and a bad government. Okay, you got that? Now, if you're a Republican, I am for letting babies live, supporting police, gun rights, border control, illegal immigration, tax breaks, strong military, strong and small businesses, voter ID, working class and working economy, and small government, and less control of mandates. I favor term limits, capitalism, conservatism, constitutionalism, free speech, law and order, and a free republic. Did you get all that? Those are the differences, and they're pretty significant. So, you know what? You have to vote for that. You have to vote for the policies. You can't vote for the people that are leading the party. They have some control, of course they do, but you know what? 3 or 4 years from now, they're gone. I mean, you won't even remember them 5 years from now because you're on to a new thing. So you better have the right policies governing your country and your lifestyle, because your lifestyle right now, it's in jeopardy. The left is going to take it away. They're going to change it radically, so you all need to vote right. That'd be the right thing to do. Swinging over to Canada. In Montreal, you have a group of yoga and gym and dance and martial arts business owners who say, hey, we're going to reopen. We've had enough of this. Our brains have turned to mush. Our bodies are fat. and there's almost 300 of us, and we're going to rebel now. So these rules, these shutdown things that are going on because of COVID, we can't handle it anymore, and nor can our people. We need people, hundreds and hundreds, thousands maybe, of people to come and help themselves, help their minds, help their bodies, and certainly to help our economic situation. So get out of our way, government. A lot of that is going on. Then in Canada also, you have the largest group of newspapers there. Their name is Post Media Network Canada Corp. They just reported a profit for the last quarter. I think it was the fourth quarter for them in the year. And it's $13.5 million. Whoopee! But their sales are way down. I think you're down like 30 or 40 or maybe even more than that $1 million. Actually 40 some odd million from a year ago, right? So how is that? Oh, I know, because they're not making money these days. But again, they show this profit. That's because the government of Canada gave them a welfare check of $21 million. 21 million. You know, the CBC and now Post Media, all of these places, they're on life support. They're on taxpayer support. The government owns the media, and the media has to watch what they say and how they say it and when they're going to talk about it, because the government says, hey, we're left wing and y'all better be too. It's not good. I mean, the conflict of interest is a very, very bad thing. Then you have the Prime Mistake in Canada, sticking with Canada here because they have some profound stuff going on. The Prime Mistake, he said, you know what, a while ago, it was found out that I intervened, and when it was found that my family was paid well in excess to $300,000 to speak in, there's a conflict of interest there too. This guy, though, he's a walking conflict of interest. But, you know, then he stopped Parliament. He says, everybody go home now because I don't want all of these investigations to find anything out. So subsequent to that, though, the Conservative Party, they came out with this motion to investigate into this latest corruption thing, which is the We Charity, and that's where it was almost $1 billion that they were given, and they give it back. Why do you give them something back? If you're innocent and you're caught, Wouldn't you defend yourself? But they didn't. They gave it back. And there was also $43 million, which was a management fee of some type, I guess, that they also gave back. So what's the take here? I mean, take is a kind of a key word. I mean, are you on the take? What is going on? I mean, they brought this motion in, let's investigate. And guess what? The House of Commons in Canada, they had an ethics committee, and they voted against that motion. All of the liberal people got together, and the socialists, and said, no, let's not do that. Think about that. I mean, what a disservice. That's not even legal, is it? It certainly is corrupt. It's not ethical. You have taxpayers. This is their money. And you have all these corrupt, dishonest politicians saying, oh, we can't investigate. Excuse me? I mean, think of a funeral when a lot... because I guess we're dying as taxpayers, but that's, and voters and citizens. What I meant is think of a funeral when, you have 6 pallbearers. When a liberal dies, I think you only need 2 pallbearers, because, there's only 2 handles on a garbage can, because these are bad people, and they should be tossed. They should be thrown out. I mean, they're dishonest, they're hurting the citizenry, and it's not very nice. And they've complicated everything as well. I mean, the Conservatives did as well. All governments complicate things, but particularly the Liberals. We live in a country where it takes more brains to figure out your income tax forms than it does to actually make money. It's come to that. How do you fix it? Is there a solution? I guess, sure. But the first thing you do, or have to do, is get rid of this left-wing stuff. Give me, and I'm taking it. It's not good. So get a man on that. I mean, what can you do? I guess you can just write everybody you can. They don't listen anyway. You can talk to them, you can write to them, but you might as well. At least then it might build up a little momentum, and then come election time, you got to spread the gospel to other people and say, we need somebody to lead us out of the wilderness, and it ain't the people we have. See ya.